At 0.08132, AFX has officially crossed a line that few projects ever reach, a centralized exchange listing. For months, the community speculated, waited, analyzed wallet movements, interpreted dev team breadcrumbs, and hoped. Now it's real. AFX is live on a CEX. This moment redefines everything. Because the second a project hits a centralized exchange, it enters a different league, not just technically, but psychologically. And the question every holder, trader, and skeptic is now asking is simple. What happens next? Let's begin with what just happened. AFX's listing wasn't a fluke and it wasn't rushed. This was orchestrated. Behind the scenes, the dev team had to undergo months of compliance checks, liquidity prep, tech alignment, smart contract audits, KYC integration, API linking, and exchange partnership negotiations. CEXs don't list low-effort tokens, especially not now. Not in this climate. This listing signals legitimacy. What changes when a token goes live on a CEX? Access, pure and simple. Before today, buying AFX meant navigating DeFi hurdles, wallets, slippage, bridging, trust issues. That's not user-friendly. Now, for the first time, a retail investor can sign up, deposit fiat, and buy AFX in seconds. That access unlocks scale. It unlocks liquidity. And most importantly, it unlocks asterisk visibility. Suddenly, AFX isn't just a project hidden in Telegram threads. It's now in front of the eyes of tens of thousands of daily CEX traders. And not just DeFi natives, but passive investors, bots, and institutions scanning listings for momentum. This changes the entire equation. So what happens now? Phase 1 is already unfolding. Initial hype. Volume surges, spreads tight, Twitter buzz amplifies, and organic curiosity brings in new eyes. We're seeing that right now. But this is only the beginning. The real shift happens over the next 10-30 days, when CEX users start integrating AFX into their portfolios, bots adapt to it, and ecosystem conversations shift from "what is AFX?" to "how big could AFX get?" Let's talk volume. Historically, altcoins that enter a CEX see a 3x to 10x increase in daily trading volume within the first 2 weeks. That volume leads to chart action. Chart action leads to YouTube videos. Videos lead to TikToks. And TikToks, they bring new holders. This flywheel is how projects go from niche to mainstream. And AFX is now seated in that position. But here's what most people miss. A CEX listing isn't just about hype. It's a gateway. AFX just became eligible for dozens of new use cases: price tracking on major apps, integration into copy trading platforms, consideration for institutional indexing, and inclusion in AI trading algorithms. It opens the door for staking expansions, wrapped versions on other chains, and potentially futures listings on leverage platforms. Now let's anchor this in data. AFX is sitting at 0.08132. That's still below its projected fundamental value according to independent community analysts. With a strong circulating supply model, clear tokenomics, real AI utility, and a growing community that's increasingly sophisticated, AFX's market cap remains modest. But the exposure it just unlocked is anything but modest. Look at what happened to tokens like FET, INJ, and DYDX after CEX listings. They didn't just grow, they exploded. And not because the tech changed, but because the visibility did. AFX could follow a similar trajectory, not because of hype alone, but because of asterisk positioning. This listing now positions AFX in conversations where it was previously ignored. Let's talk about behavior. Investors behave differently when a token is on a CEX. They check it more often. They stake it if staking available. They mention it in Discord calls. Suddenly, analysts start tracking its order books. Bots scalp its spreads. Market makers offer liquidity. This is the layer of credibility that can't be faked. But it's not just about one listing. The first CEX listing acts like a domino. Other exchanges are watching. And once one exchange lists a project, others tend to follow, especially if the listing brings volume. So what's next? AFX could easily see listing interest from additional Tier 2 and Tier 1 exchanges. Each one compounds the last. Now let's zoom out. This isn't just about a token getting listed. It's about a project asterisk crossing into legitimacy. For weeks, AFX was discussed in niche circles. Now it's discussed in top trader groups, Discord DAOs, and even influencer circles. With a narrative centered around AI-powered trading, auto-staking, and algorithmic compounding, AFX isn't just another coin. It's building something deeper, a movement. So what should holders do now? That's the million-dollar question. Historically, the best returns come from those who accumulate before the CEX, when volatility is high and access is limited. But the second best time, right after the first listing when the wave is still forming. We are asterisk still early asterisk. CEX exposure doesn't reach its peak instantly. It snowballs. And here's what most won't tell you. Smart money watches what happens post-listing. Are holders panic selling the hype, or are they doubling down? So far, AFX is showing strength. The price action has held. Volume is steady. Social sentiment is climbing. and Telegram growth is consistent. These are the hallmarks of an organic move, not a flash pump. More than that, the development team has stayed present. They didn't vanish after listing. They posted updates, responded to questions, continued pushing new utility. That transparency, especially asterisk after a CEX listing, is rare, and it breeds confidence. Let's also acknowledge the psychological impact. For some, a listing means exit opportunity. But for long-term thinkers, it's validation. It confirms that the team can deliver, that exchanges see value, that infrastructure has been laid down. This validation will pull new capital into the ecosystem, not just from traders, but from potential partners, angel investors, and DApps looking to integrate. This is the new AFX era. It's no longer just a DeFi token. It's a cross-market, multi-exchange asset. That classification elevates everything: community, metrics, partnerships, expectations. But the smartest play now: education. As AFX gets introduced to new traders, the project must educate fast, because the influx will bring noise, confusion, and misinformation. The more streamlined the narrative is, the better AFX performs. This is where community becomes the difference maker. We've seen it with SHIB, with XRP, with Sol. Communities that control the narrative grow. Those that fracture fade. The AFX community has a critical window right now to unify around a mission: educate, support, hold, and grow. Because the window of mass attention is open, but it won't stay open forever. And to the skeptics saying it's just another listing, we say history disagrees. Listings change perception. Perception drives price. And AFX, priced at 0.08132, is still below its next wave, because this isn't just about crypto anymore. This is about asterisk access. The internet of value is unfolding, and tokens like AFX, those with real utility and now real visibility, will lead the charge. Now is not the time to hesitate. Now is the time to understand, to observe the shift, to recognize that this isn't just a chart movement, it's a strategic milestone. And for those paying attention, this might be the last time AFX is this low before the next explosive move begins. What happens next? That depends on the next 72 hours, because the market is watching, traders are analyzing, and momentum is growing. You are here before the breakout, before the FOMO, before the headlines. And in crypto, timing is everything.